This video is brought to you by Bitbox NES Game Cases, the best way to store, display, and show off your NES game collection. So be sure to check out StoneAgeGamer.com/Bitbox for more information. Hey gamers, how you doing? My name is John with Gamester81.com. In this episode, I'll be reviewing the new Retro Duo Portable version 2.0, as well as the Super Retro Controllers Duo, which you can purchase separately for either this particular console, or you can also use these on any Super Nintendo console, as well as any Super Nintendo clone, or most clones anyway. If you guys are like I am, and you guys do a lot of traveling, and you're out and about on the road, and you love retro games, but you do play ROMs. I play ROMs sometimes, but I prefer the actual game itself. This is definitely a good option for you. This system and the controller are made by and produced by a company called RetroBit. They've got some great products I reviewed recently. Their RetroGen, which is an adapter that allows Genesis and Mega Drive games to play on the Super Nintendo, as well as an adapter that will enable you to play Game Boy Advance games on the Super Nintendo, which is pretty sweet. But you can use these on this too. So what this plays is it plays Super Nintendo games, it plays Nintendo games, NES games that is, through an adapter that's included. And if you own both those adapters I just mentioned, you actually play Genesis games, Mega Drive games, and Game Boy Advance games on this handheld. So you have, what, 5 systems you can play on this one handheld. It comes with a lithium battery, lasts up to 8 hours of gameplay, so it's rechargeable, which is nice. It's a pretty well-built handheld. So let me show you the kind of the front. It hooks up to your TV pretty easy through AV cable. There's no HDMI or anything like that, but also comes with, here's the back. It comes with multiple languages. There is a stand, so you can actually stand it up, and you can hook this up to your TV as well and use it as a controller. So you can take it to go, and you can also use it at home on your TV. I'll demonstrate all that. I'm going to demonstrate later in the review, in the video, how it plays different consoles, different, through the adapters, as well as how it plays on actual TV. So let's do an unboxing, kind of show you what's included. Now I'm going to unbox this, kind of show you what's included. You can actually make a RetroGen. Here are the instruction manuals. Kind of different button layout, stuff like that. All right, this is your adapter for NES games. This plugs in to that. Also comes with a plastic stand. This is your AC adapter. Your AV cables to hook this up to your TV. Oh, this is cool. This is actually enables play. You can actually add 2 more controllers to that. It uses micro USB, or uses mini. It uses mini USB to do that, which is nice. Okay. And here is the handheld itself. It has a nice matte finish to it. I really like that. It's actually really feels like a solid system overall, honestly. It has a plastic cover here you can take off, but this looks like here is your headphone jack and your AV out as well. R and L buttons. They actually feel pretty firm. Your directional pad feels decent. BA, Y-axis. These buttons look like they're from the Super Famicom. Your start. This is your reset button, your select. This is your volume. Looks like the speakers are on both sides. You got stereo. This is your DC. This is your AC adapter plug in here. This is your on-off. Looks like the battery's on. There's no game in there, obviously, but there's some juice in there. And this is your this is the mini USB. So this would plug in like so. So if you want to play multiplayer, this plugs in like so. Sit down. And you can control 2 more controllers, and you can use, looks like you can use the standard output, so you can use it for normal Super Nintendo controllers, or you can use these right here. These are the Super Retro controllers. So let's open this up. I'll show you one because they're both, I'm sure, the same. Now this doesn't have the matte finish, but it feels kind of light, but still it's a lot smaller actually. It feels smaller than a Super Nintendo controller. Start, select. These are rubber right here. These side ones are not. And it's interesting because these are not rubber, but these are. Okay, we'll just see how that works. But basically what it does, it just plugs in like so. And I'm not really, that's kind of weird how it plugs in. It kind of stiff, but definitely plugs in. Now let me show you real quick how this adapter works for the Super Nintendo. Makes it look really bulky. And when you add a game on top of it, it's a huge tower. But nonetheless, I heard it works pretty well. So rather than hearing it, let's test it out and see how it actually works with some games. So a whole bunch of games I'm going to test out here, and kind of we'll see how compatible this RetroDuo portable actually is. Let's first off start with Primal Rage. Great fighter by Atari. Plugs in like so. And notice there's no eject button. You just have to pull it out. And it is kind of a snug fit, so you kind of have to be careful. Hopefully it doesn't damage the board. I'm sure it doesn't. But let's turn this on. There's no way really knowing how much battery life is left. This will indicate, will blink. And when I guess the battery is low, it'll probably turn red, I'm assuming. And to volume. That's the loudest it gets. Let's do two-player, test the controller here. Let's see if this actually works. Yep. You can see that I'm controlling this two-player. And actually, it's really, I'm impressed with the quality of picture here. Okay, so we know Primal Rage works. Perfect. Now I have Star Fox 2 in here, along with the Game Genie. I'm going to go ahead and take this controller out. We know that the remote works pretty good. Let's turn this on. Looks like it's reading the Game Genie. Take off the plastic stick here. Reflective, yeah. There we go. And it's reading it. So yeah, the Game Genie does work. That's good. Now something I'm really curious about is, will this work with the Super Game Boy? If it does, then it's compatible with 6 different systems. You have the Game Boy Advance, Genesis, and then you have Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, Nintendo. So let's see if it works. It does. Perfect. Love this game. Super Mario Land's awesome. Great game. Cool. Now we're going to test out the Retro port, which comes included with the RetroDuo portable. Let's turn it on. Then we'll play Super Mario 3. This makes it look huge, though. It's pretty top-heavy, too, with this thing. But looks like it's playing pretty well. Nice solid image, too. That's the loudest it gets. One thing I want to note, I just noticed, though, is you'll notice that this thing actually is pretty deep. And if you were to use Famicom games, I'm guessing they're not compatible because they would get stuck in there. Look how deep that is. So unfortunately, it's too deep of a crevice to really get Famicom games to work on this, even if they were compatible. Cool. Let's test out a different game here real quick. Like a third-party Tengen game. Tetris. And it is. Now let's test out this on the RetroGen. This enables you to play Mega Drive and Genesis games. I did a review on this device a few videos ago. Let's turn it on. It looks like it is working great. And the nice thing about this is you don't need the AV cables out to a TV, whereas I tried the same device on the Hyperkin version of their portable Super Nintendo, and that didn't work. I mean, it worked on the TV, but it didn't actually show up on the screen here. So that's nice. It actually works. A lot of people ask me when I review the RetroGen if it works with the Mega EverDrive, which is an SD card and allows you to play ROMs. So if it works. Get an error message. Let's try again. Well, basically, Mega EverDrive does not work on the RetroGen or the RetroDuo portable, which is fine. Last thing we're going to test is the Super Retro Advantage adapter. This allows a Game Boy Advance game to be played on this, on Super Nintendo clones and systems. Wait a couple seconds, and it does boot up. This is F-Zero I have in here. Great game. If you're a big fan of the first F-Zero, definitely this is one to check out. We know that if it's compatible on this, it's going to be compatible through the TV. It just takes the image and puts it to your TV through the AV out here. And I can tell you, the grip feels really nice, and the fingers feel comfortable right here on the L and R. Let's see how it looks on the TV now. Let's power it on. See, it shows up on both the RetroDuo portable and the TV. Notice there's no sound coming from the handheld though, it's all coming from the TV. This game is really challenging. If you guys haven't played this before. It's a really random game too. Very trippy. Okay, let's try Mega Man 6. I got it, and it's pretty tall. The adapter, of course, like I showed you before. Again, it shows on the portable. No sound from the portable, it's all coming from the TV. Plays really well. It's a fun Mega Man game. The last one for the Nintendo, anyway. Well, guys, that concludes my review over the Super Retro Advantage adapter for the Super Nintendo. Let me know what you guys think of this adapter. If you guys think it's worth picking up. I think personally it's a pretty cool piece. Even if you have a Game Boy Advance handheld, it's always fun to play it on the TV. Even if you have a Game Boy Advance adapter for the GameCube, I prefer it on the Super Nintendo because, like I mentioned before, the controls are a better fit for it. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, if you guys want to stay in touch, you can stay connected to me through Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch TV, as well as my website, Gamester81.com. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. Happy gaming.